flower hat. Polite bartering has led to extreme compassion and a surfeit of contentment in this area. Not even a thick-skinned troll could survive the understanding and help these scummy people can provide.
Hello and welcome, my name is Buggerton of BoredGamer.co.uk and this is our fourth video on Dungeon Keeper. Level 4, we've got a nice looking map, we've got some interesting patterns with the gold and the stuff here. Some scary sounding stuff over here. As always, look at the map first and you will quickly notice at the very bottom, gems. These purple or pink things that look pretty much like gold, except they're purple or pink, are exactly the same as gold, except they can never be dug out. So your imps will dig them, acquire gold from them at the same rate they would get from gold, and then they just don't disappear. It's an unlimited source of income. It's fantastic, and it's basically, this level is the first level where it just opens up everything to you and says, yo, go crazy. Mine forever and ever, get as much gold as you want, and see what happens when you train up all your creatures really high level. It also says in the description, build up your dungeon with the rooms available. You can claim the portal, but do not yet venture north. Powerful adversaries lurk there. It would be wiser not to disturb them until you are prepared. So the game's telling you, essentially, you need to train up a number of beasts and creatures before you delve into the creepy lands up above, up here, and then there's, you know, this nice bit right at the top. We can pretty much guess that this is where our enemy's lurking, but for now we're gonna just dig out this. This'll be our treasure room, obviously, since it's right next to our lovely gems. I think we can get a few more imps going, can't we? Yes we can. Oh, look at that.
An entrance has been claimed.
Lots of imps. Claimed an entrance, making our treasure room, and we've run out of money. Isn't that helpful?
Your gold reserves are running low.
Not helpful at all. Oh good god. No, what are you doing? All of you. Smack the gold making machine. It's, no, not that one. There we go. Press delete to spin the map.
Your creatures.
We've got to fly.
You need to build a lair for your creatures.
He wants a lair, but we're not going to give him one. We're going to dig out this gold.
Have enough gold.
Get rid of this fly. Keep digging gold. You can quickly check the information panel to see if there are any more keepers. So there's no harm in just getting rid of your creatures and not acquiring them earlier. Later levels, you really want to expand fairly quickly. Use up the resources you can find as soon as you can, because you want to expand faster and harder than your opponents. Your enemy keep. He's going to keep saying that, isn't he?
You need to build a lair for your creatures.
Oh, good grief! Shush. Fine, we'll build a lair for the creatures, if that'll make you happy. I bet he's never been happy. So we're digging out this area to make a lair, as the gentleman calls it. I'm going to cancel the digging on this because we've made quite enough money already. Just going to keep building on our old treasure room. Fill this area up, that'll be nice. And then never ever have to worry about money again. And here we go, there's the lair. So first things first, we've already done the first things, so that makes no sense. We're going to build a hatchery, so the creatures can get fed. Yummy! Then I think we'll build a nice big library down here, right next to the treasure room, and I'm going to keep churning out more imps, get lots of them doing more digging. This map, there's no danger of your enemy attacking you. It's heroes. There are no diggers, and there's actually a lake here, which means that you You won't get them crossing the lake because it's made of a substance slightly deadly to them. And to us. But, you know, we're going to have a way of traversing said lake. So, you'll notice here there's a question mark in the rooms panel. I wonder what that could be. It's another type of room that we've not yet discovered.
Your gold reserves are running low.
Oh, come on, imps. What are you doing? You're not mining out enough gold. We need more gold, bros. Is that a warlock? That's a warlock. Lovely. I'm going to get rid of the beetles and flies, because, you know, they suck. And our library shall expand. Now, what happens with the library? I told you earlier, you'd preferably, certainly on the later levels, you need to build a big enough one that you don't want to, it's not going to be, you don't want it to expand too much, because the size of your library determines how many creatures can research in there, and also how many new rooms and new spells it can hold. So once you've built your library, and once a warlock does his research, which incidentally is here, this little research time, this little blue line will keep going up to the max depending on what thing they're researching. It takes a different amount of time, how many creatures are researching, what level they are, all factors into it. But once this blue line gets all the way to the top, you'll research whatever they're, you'll finish the research job. Now, once you finish a research job, a little book will appear, and that'll be your researched item, as it were. If you were to capture an enemy library and they'd research things that you didn't yet have, you would then learn those spells and rooms, which is awesome. Oh, I haven't built the hatchery yet. So we've got a new room, and that is the bridge. It's not really a room, I hear you saying, and you're quite right, it's not, but it comes under the rooms tab. A bridge can't be placed anywhere except on top of water and lava. We're underground, so I think it might be magma. I'm not sure. I also don't care.
A new spell
Funny
has
that.
been researched.
We're going to put our training room here. Nice, large training room, because we want some of those creatures that will train, get themselves high level. And we're gonna stop these imps digging. They've made quite a lot of gold, but we want them to fortify the walls. And the reason you want them to fortify the walls in the library first, before you do anything else, is so that when the warlocks are in there, they'll be the only ones in there. If there are any jobs outstanding and the imps just wander in and start fortifying the walls, warlocks are going to get annoyed and start shooting them with fireballs. So we're going to preoccupy the warlocks by putting them in the training room, and the imps are going to be preoccupied fortifying the walls, and then we're going to have higher level warlocks, which are then going to go and train completely undisturbed, learn things really quickly, and that's going to be fantastic. So we learnt the speed monster spell, and we've also now learnt the call to arms spell. I'll read out the description for you. You've researched the call to arms spell. The first time you cast it, your creatures gather around a banner created by the spell. Cast it again in a targeted area. Call to arms only costs gold when it's targeted beyond your territory. It's not as descriptive as it should be. It's a little flag, essentially. You cast it, and any nearby creatures will just flock to it and stand nearby. You see these creatures are too far away. To cancel the casting, you just simply click on the spell twice in the spell window. But it's really good for keeping creatures in a particular area, and then you can cast it slightly above and just move them up and move them all to attack without having to pick them up and drag them all the time. We've also researched the heal spell. We saw in the previous level warlocks gained this as an innate ability that they could cast on themselves, but now we can cast heal on our own creatures. Stop our creatures dying so much. Brilliant! Extra bonus. We're all happy about that. So we're going to pile in the training room, and I think we've already finished researching everything, so we didn't actually need the warlocks to train for research purposes anyway. But you know, they're happy. Get the imps back on the old digging, get all of the warlocks into the training room, and get the beetles and flies back out of the portal. Begone, foul demons and beasts. Actually, I'm going to get the imps to dig out this area so they can make the lair bigger, because it is not yet big enough. All of this. Lovely. Put a couple of doors in it. And... lovely. Stop digging like that. You don't need to. And we're going to make this. I don't want to dig there because I like my perfect walls. We're going to make this the workshop. What's a workshop, I hear you asking? I shall tell you. No, I won't. Shut up. Yes, of course I will. That's my job. A workshop is a place where you design doors and traps. Doors prevent your enemies getting in, and you can also lock them yourselves so you can prevent your creatures getting into certain places. Maybe if you want to build separate layers for certain creatures, bit segregative, but actually completely necessary at some points because certain creatures don't like each other. They're a bit racist, I guess is the word. For example, warlocks don't get along with vampires. Flies don't get along with spiders. Demon spawn don't get along with skeletons, I think? Or is it the dark mistresses that don't get along with skeletons? I'm not sure. I can never remember. But the important one is warlocks and vampires because they're both really quite powerful. So once we build our workshop, we should see a couple of new types of creatures appearing. Just 1 second. Just turn that off. Sorry, a bit of an issue with the light there. Should now be fixed. Good, lovely. Another green exclamation mark. To manufacture traps and doors in your workshop, you will need to assign a creature to it by dropping them into the room. Manufactured items can be selected from the workshop. Yes, I'll get to that, obviously. A troll has joined you. Skilled in the craft of manufacturing, trolls are best employed doing dark deeds in your workshop. They don't complain about the hours because their labour keeps them away from combat. This is true. Trolls, not so good at combat. And, in fact, you do want to level them up because they are quite tough. They're okay in melee combat, but really you don't want them anywhere near combat. But you do want to level them up a bit because obviously the first few levels they gain are quite quick, and then they'll perform workshop tasks more quickly. And now with workshops, you've got exactly the same thing. You've got the workshop bar in next to the research bar. And once this fills, you will manufacture a new item, which you can then put in your dungeon somewhere. The way that manufacturing works is it will manufacture whatever item you have least of, and it will just go from left to right, top to bottom. So it'll start off, and the first thing it'll manufacture will be a door, which will be this slot, and then it'll keep going, I think, or is that a trap? I think that's the poison trap, and that's the wooden door. So it'll make a poison trap, and then a wooden door, and then a poison trap, and then a wooden door, and so on and so forth. But if I started filling up my dungeon with wooden doors and didn't put down any poison traps, say I had 5 just sitting in the workshop, it would then make 5 wooden doors in a row, because it tries to make it even, which is good, in a way. So we got 5 trolls now. We approaching max number of creatures? I don't know. But we're gonna set gems to dig away because our imps are probably bored, and in fact we're gonna chuck a few more imps out, and I'm going to drop a couple of imps into the training room so that I can show you what happens when imps level up. You don't always get the opportunity to level up your imps. There are some levels where you get hidden items that level up all of your creatures, and if you can get 2 of them on one level, that's really useful because then you end up with imps that have the speed spell, because at level 3 they have the speed spell, which means they'll just start doing everything faster, which is great. We've got a couple more trolls, and they're going in the training room. Don't actually have that many fighty type creatures. We've only got 4 demon spawn and 5. Well, that should be enough, shouldn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up all of my creatures with my essentially unlimited supply of gold. Concentrating on the warlocks first because they're the most powerful. This warlock already up to level 4. How handy! Work on the trolls, and in fact, the trolls at some point get their own speed spell. I'm not sure what level it is.
Speed up the boring bits.
So if you bear with me.
Speed up the boring bits.
Okay, so according to the internet, trolls, Oh, what am I doing? So according to the internet, helpful thing that it is, trolls get the speed spell at level 4. So I would recommend training your trolls up to level 4. Too many of them. And then dumping them in the workshop. If, for example, you're after lots of workshop items. I actually, in a lot of levels, don't end up building a workshop. I only build a workshop in levels in which gold supplies are quite low. Because the things that you can build from the workshop can actually be used to... No, go away! The things in the workshop you can actually place and then sell, so you can actually make money from them. So we've got two trolls in here that are both speeding themselves up, and you'll notice that the workshop time bar is going up, and we should finally have our first manufactured item. There we go, a door has been manufactured, a wooden door. Your workshop has created a wooden door. Place it in a corridor. It restricts access to the enemy. Your creatures may pass freely. Lock or unlock the doors by clicking on them with the left mouse button. This is true. Now with doors, once you place a door, it's a door. There we go. Lovely door. It's worth building doors throughout your entire dungeon. Traps are up to you, but doors, absolutely, definitely build them all over the place, because it will just slow your enemy down. You build a path into your fortress, the enemy won't be able to get through it that quickly. I'll show you the joy of traps shortly. We're going to lure our enemy into attacking us, I think. Our creatures are high enough level now. We've got
A trap has been manufactured.
numerous. Still got beetles approaching us, and trolls. We don't need any more than this. So the level 3 ones I'm dropping back into the training room, and the level 4 ones I'm dropping into the training room, the workshop to build stuff. Lovely. And there we go, poison gas trap. Your workshop has produced a poison gas trap. Position it, and when an intruder sets it off, it will envelop the area in a deadly vapors. Excellent. Okay, so we've tunneled into a new area. This is what it told us not to do until we trained up a good number of creatures. We have now trained up a good number of creatures, and you could just sit doing this for ages. You could dig out all this gold. Look, we're up to over 100,000 gold. You could level up all of your imps. Just to see what that's like. You could. I'm just going to drop that one back in there. But this one, where is he, Mr. Speedy Imp?
Has been manufactured. Your creatures are under attack.
Gotcha. We're going to control him, and look how fast he is, Mr. Speedy Gonzales. And that's the enemy. This is lava. That's an archer. He's shooting his arrows at me, and this is lava. I could jump onto this, and look, my health starts going down. Ow! Ow!
You need a bigger treasure home. Your creatures are
And
under
ow!
attack.
Yeah, they hit me with an arrow. I totally let them do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of that. Now you've seen what happens when you control an imp with haste. They go very fast, and that's good fun. But we're gonna build this door. Yeah. And then we're going to line this corridor with traps. Now, with traps, they're different to doors. Doors, just once placed, they're there. Traps, on the other hand, need to be taken. These little boxes are the traps. So, an imp will be assigned the task, and will need to go to the box and take it to the trap. Now, what happens is the trap can go off only a certain number of times. They will go off, and then they have a delay before they can go off again, and the max number of times they can go off is, I think it's about 5, and then once they've gone off 5 times, they will cease to function, and they'll go clear again like this. At which point they'll be replaced by any spare traps in the trap room, the workshop, not the trap room, and won't that be nice? Yes, that'll be lovely. So we're just going to fill this corridor with traps, and then once we've done that, we're going to build a bridge across this lava, and we're going to let these hideous creatures come at us. We're going to say, come at us, bro. We're going to lock this door so our imps can't get out, and we're going to observe exactly what happens when we let our enemies delve into our traps. So here we go. Here's our last imp, piling forth, and there we go. We're going to escort him out of the room, lock that door, select the bridge tile, and build the bridge, and now we wait. Hopefully this should attract the archers to come across the bridge and into our fortress. I don't know if they're just randomly walking around or if they're actually going to attack us. The treasure room is full. Yes, I'm well aware of that. Here we go. This archer knows what's up. He's coming to attack. And the gas traps go off. And look, he just perished under that terrifying smell. I bet it's just farts in there. The gas trap's full of farts, clearly. But that makes more sense later on, actually, that joke. But there you go. That's those hideous creatures dealt with. Easy, huh? Yes, totally easy. So we're gonna pile this area full of gas traps. Plant another door there. We've unlocked this door, which means one of our plucky imps is gonna charge up here and start claiming this territory. Now what have we got? I'll let our trolls get up to level 6. I'm actually okay with that. This imp running around at level 4. He's good. I think that's everyone. Okay, so our imps have claimed this area. There's a little bit of hidden gold, which our imps are going to carry back to the already overly full treasure room. And we're going to get our demon spawn. Going to plant the call to arms spell here. And we're going to drop our demon spawn right next to it, right next to the door. And they're going to attack it.
You need a bigger treasure room.
Here we go. Here's some warlocks.
A trap has been manufactured.
Move the call to arms spell up here. And hopefully we should see some enemies.
A door has been manufactured.
Now they should just bash down these doors and have a good old fight. Lots of enemy heroes, not actually that powerful at all. Our minions really rather kicking the heck out of them. So we're going to claim all this area. Lovely. Good job, imps. And there's a couple more doors to be dealt with. More enemy heroes, more battles, and more death. Lovely. Put that there. Go through this door. And
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
absolutely finally, move them over to the other side. Kill that creature, and this is the new thing. We've got these. Steel hero and increase level. These little spiky question marks.
Creatures are under attack.
Cancel the call to arms spell. Our creatures are under attack. Where? Where is my enemy?
A trap has been
Okay, we've got an enemy here. We've got an archer that's mucking about. Warlock saw him, dispatched with him pretty quickly. Look at this Warlock, level 6. He has invisibility. That makes him invisible for a short while. Heal, meteor. Oh, look at that.
It's not big enough.
Fireball. That's basically ferocious, but not as ferocious as the meteor. And this, which I think is homing missile. Oh, which I accidentally just used to kill an imp. One of my own imps. Friendly fire in this game is activated.
Your workshop is not big
Be careful. Now we've just been informed that our workshop is not big enough because we've filled it with poison gas traps and doors. Good job, lads. I'll fill this area with poison gas traps then. I'll give our imps something to do whilst they're carting away this gold. But yes, dungeon specials. They get taken to your library. So Steel Hero it'll just steal any of the enemy heroes and convert them to your cause. Just at random. Any enemy hero on the map has a chance of being converted. So we're going to click this,
You have bewitched a hero.
and we have acquired an archer. He's going to go and make his home, and then we're going to go and make him train. Lovely. We've also got this, increased level. As I said, this is something that can appear. We're going to spout lots of new imps. And then we're going to use increased level. Every single one of our creatures is now leveled up. So our level 6 warlocks are now level 7. Have a look. What's their 7th spell? Ah, True Sight, which means they can see any creatures that were previously invisible. That's a really useful spell to have. Oh, the Archer went straight to the training room on his own and has already managed to level up. I'm going to click the question mark on him. Oh, no, that's not the question mark.
A trap has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
He's leveling up nice and quickly. Obviously, he can use his arrow, whatever.
A trap has been manufactured.
I know from having played this game before, this level before, that there are actually some other hidden dungeon specials. And what I need to do is build these bridges out in this direction.
A trap has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
So whenever you see lava or anything like this, just head your creatures over onto it.
A trap has been manufactured.
Send them out.
Your workshop is not big enough.
Is our training room big enough? Yeah, sure, why not? Lovely. Let's make it bigger. Now the best way, because obviously this is Fog of War, you can't see through it, so the best way is to drop an imp on the bridge, and then keep building the bridge. In fact, if you don't have any other tasks for your imps to do, pick up 8 of the blighters, go back to the bridge building screen. Oh, there we go. There's one. Another increased level. That's fantastic. And keep going all the way up. Just check everything. None as of yet. I don't think there's any more dungeon specials around here, but it's definitely worth checking. No, that's all for that direction. And we're going to go over here and do exactly the same thing. Just build our bridge around. Make sure we cover all corners of the map. Discover everything.
The Lord of the Land approaches.
Oh, and there we go. The Lord of the Land is approaching. He is
Your
presumably
creatures
up
are under
here.
attack.
Lovely. This time, the Lord of the Land is level 3. What we're going to do is put that munchkin over there.
You need a bigger treasure room.
We're going to lock these doors, and we're going to let the Lord of the Land test his
Some
metal.
of your minions are unable to reach the treasure room. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Some of our creatures are unable to reach the treasure room. Why? What have they been doing? Oh, right, the imps, of course. So we're going to get our imps back, pile them down here, and watch the Lord of the Land struggle against the might of the traps. Where is he? Where's he gone? Map button. There we are, these white dots moving across the land. So we've got some level 2 archers, level 1, I don't even know what that is. Water, apparently. Pretty sure that's not what it is. Oh, I can't question mark on him. Some ogre berserkers or some stuff? I don't know. But these traps should prove a bit too much of a match for all of these creatures. Slightly higher hit points on the ogres compared to even the level 2 archers, but they're still there's still no match for the traps. Lord of the Land, however, considerably tougher against such a thing. Goes through the door, no effort whatsoever. He is going to meet a troll. All of our demons spawn. I didn't even need to drop my warlocks into it. So you see how powerful your creatures get if you just leave them to their own devices in the training room. Very powerful indeed. There's very little left to show you on this level, in fact. So I think what I'm going to do is... Of course, for some reason, it's shown us a dungeon heart. It's the hero's dungeon heart. They don't usually have one, I don't think. I think this is just to show you how to end a level. So the heroes have been coming out of this, a hero gate. The hero portals, as it were, is how the heroes get into your fortress, your dungeon. So this is their archer that I stole from them, that is now attempting to slay their dungeon heart. I'm going to use this to increase the level of all of my creatures. And my level 8 warlocks are now going to show you what it means to be a powerful old man and take out this hideous dungeon heart. It usually takes a fair little while, but these creatures are destroying it pretty quickly. Just gotta haste them all. And wow, there you go. The enemy's dungeon heart totally destroyed. The enemy dungeon heart is in ruins. You have trounced the once proud opposition. Rule your new domain with terror and loathing for a laugh. Oddly specific. I think that is us having conquered this realm. Yep, success, the land is yours. Press space to proceed to the next realm. No, shan't. There is a room up here that is yet unclaimed. Also, there might be another dungeon special over in this direction. I'm going to check both of these things out. You know it. You know that's what's happening. Looking for treasure, looking for treasure, looking for treasure, yeah. Nothing up there. Nothing over here. Okay, so it was just that that one dungeon special over on the other side, over by here. And we've used that. So, what have we got left to have a look for? We'll check there, and here,
You need a bigger treasure room.
and here, and here. And of course, we shall blast forth into whatever room this is. Come on, imps of mine.
You have tunneled into a new area. You have tunneled into a new area.
There you go, that's pretty good. Alright, they're struggling with this because they are already carrying too much gold. So,
You have
with the
tunneled
speed spell
into a new
activated,
area. Some of your
blast
minions
forth.
are unable to reach their lairs.
And look!
Some of your minions are unable to reach
New
their
creatures!
lairs.
Spiders! So the spiders are an interesting creature. They're much tougher than the beetle, much tougher than the fly. You don't tend to get them too often, but they will definitely fight with the fly. And this level 7 spider, pretty good attacker, comes equipped with this, which is the stop spell. He can only use it very infrequently. This, which is the free spell, I think. That's just water. And the hailstorm spell, which you can use quite a lot and really just destroys your enemy creatures. Just as an example, I'll try and use it on one of my imps.
Some of your minions are unable to reach
Ah,
their lairs.
just obliterated.
Falling in battle.
Simply obliterated. And there we go.
It is
Imp
payday.
absolutely frozen in time. And
Your creatures are falling in battle.
right, we're gonna question mark on him so I can find out exactly what that spell is for you. What does this one do? Slow. Okay, so we've got slow, freeze. Why is freeze the second level spell and slow the
Some of
fourth
your
level
minions
spell?
are
Surely
unable
freeze
to
is
reach
better
their
than slow.
lairs.
That doesn't make sense. I'm okay with it though. So, what's the last thing up there? I'll show you now.
A trap has been
We're going to
manufactured.
build this bridge across. This is what you look for. This is why we're looking for things. The transfer creature spell. It allows you to transfer one of your creatures, any one of your creatures, you get to pick, from this level to the next level. The next level where you presumably start with nothing other than a few imps and a dungeon heart. But I could take one of my level 10 warlocks with me. Well, that's going to make me incredibly powerful and make the next level considerably easier, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is. However, if you for some reason fail the level,
Need a bigger treasure room.
you lose the creature. If you fail the level and you need to restart the level, you no longer have that creature. It only comes with you once. Now there are actually some hidden levels later on which improve, which help in any way that you want. You get a hidden level which will give you the transfer creature spell appears at the end of it, and it gives you a level 10 Dark Mistress, which it's kind of a way of making it so that any level that you feel is too difficult for you, there's a way to get out of. I'm going to not use this spell because I want to show you that any level can be completed without using the transfer creature spell, because some people might not find them, and you know, I like to make things a bit more challenging for myself. That's why I play games like this. So there you have it. That's traps, that's doors, new creatures, and yeah.
Fire more. There's a burning mess where once a pretty village stood. Truly, you've achieved a significant improvement in the area. Even the poisonous smoke smells sweet.